But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you shouldn't really want the government to be your daddy and tell you not to look at porn or do drugs. You really should, want a healthy culture where that's seen as bad and everyone kind of knows it's bad. And you don't want this culture, which is bad and unhealthy and says it's good. But you also don't want the government saying, yeah, you can't look at this, you can't look at this, you can't look at this, because that's, you want to you want to work on making the culture healthy and knowing that porn is bad and that it's trashy.
Lean Sanchez,
That's healthier. Thank you, Lean Sanchez.
$5.
It's much more healthy to try to, because it's a very Jewish thing, right? I'm going to get you guys back. I'm going to make you guys like it. Like, the Jewish idea of legislation is the government saying, all right, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can do this, giving you the rights and taking them away. Like, the rights come from the government, and that's really what, that's because it's like Jewish men, their wives are their moms. They run the household. That's the entire conception of morality is not internal. It's not a healthy garden of like morality and honor. It's really just like, well, mommy says I can't do this. Daddy says I can't do this. So I'm not going to screw over this person. I'm not going to murder this person because God says I can't, not because I'm obviously not going to do that. You want, the original founding ideas was like, you have the ability to do certain things, and it's like the government is only allowed to do certain things. And those are the things that we agree that the government should be allowed to do. It's not that the government dictates rights. It's that we give the government certain rights to dictate certain things, because we understand the tragedy of the commons. You kind of want to encourage a culture that encourages, healthy families, lack of drug use, right? Personal responsibility, kindness, honor and dignity from within, right? Coming from the internal, pushing outwards, right? You kind of want to encourage a culture that encourages everybody to do things the right way, not because they're going to get punished if they do the wrong thing, but because they want to do the right thing. They understand the value of doing the right thing. The sicker we get, the sicker we have to be like, because they didn't have any anti-trans rules in school, right? In the 1950s, they didn't need to tell doctors not to chop off penises. Now, the culture has gotten so sick because we're not encouraging the healthy culture. The people are saying, oh, the solution is to make it illegal for people who want to molest your children to molest your children. Like, no, the solution is to make it so the culture is like, there's not people who want to molest your children. That's heal the people, not the people. You don't want a lot of sick people being prevented from doing sick stuff by laws. You want a bunch of healthy people naturally doing healthy stuff and not doing unhealthy stuff and malicious stuff, because they're good people and they're encouraged to be moral and have honor and dignity. That's, you want like, the laws are just like, if you need laws to tell people not to molest your kids, you've already lost, right? It just should be something that's a common sense. Don't molest children, right? If you get to a point where you need laws to prevent your child from being molested, the answer is not to push for those laws harder. The answer is to try to fix the culture or get away from that culture. That's a lot healthier. That's a lot. That's because otherwise it's just like, oh, well, I'm dealing with bad people and now I need to make a trillion different rules that they keep trying to get around. And that's not building anything in the future. That's just preventing bad people from doing bad things. That's like, you're literally, all your energy is going to preventing bad stuff instead of creating good things. That's the unhealthy way to look at it. That's I'm dealing with bad people of low moral character, and I need to prevent them from doing bad stuff. You want to create a culture where people are of high moral of like internal character, who are doing things that are good, not because they're forced to, but because they understand the value of it, how it benefits them and how it benefits other people. It's like, one thing is preventing bad people, and the bad people just keep growing. And it's almost like, if you've ever played a RTS game, it's like you have a base here, right? You have a base here and you have a base here. And this person keeps sending out units, right? They keep spawning. If you've played like StarCraft or Age of Empires, and to prevent these bad people from getting to you is just to kill these people, right? So you're spending resources. Oh, I need to kill this enemy. I need to kill this enemy. I need to kill this enemy. But you're not fixing the problem, which is there's an enemy base spawning these bad creatures that are trying to attack your base, right? But instead of like doing this, right? If you can figure out a way to generate a more positive thing where you then attack their base and stop them from creating the evil things, right? Creating the enemies. Then guess what? Eventually you destroy this and there's no more of these. And you can focus on building a town. Now you can focus on building a culture. Now you can focus on building the positive stuff. You really want to incentivize growth, that's better than the enemy's growth, and stronger cultural influences. That's why like Nick is good, because it's like even though there's a political stuff that's stopping some of it, a lot of it is inspiring people to do stuff, that sort of thing. But that's really the main focus. If your entire focus is stopping bad things from happening, that's just the bad people are just the symptom of the bad, the enemy, which is like, bad stuff. You're not, if you're just focusing on the symptoms, which is tranny beer, child molestation, whatever, trannies in sports, Jews, unless if you're not fixing the base, if you're not fixing the thing that's generating all this negative stuff, you're never going to win. You're just all the time, you're just trying to stop the symptoms of a sickness. It's to be like your arms are rotting off and you're like trying to pick maggots out of it to stop the maggots, instead of realizing, oh, I need to fix my arm. I need to either heal my arm or chop it off because it's sick. It's like you're focused on the maggots that you're trying to pull out of your arm. It's and the you're dealing with the symptoms, not the cause. You gotta be focusing. Am I watching Destiny right now? The base equals Jews. Very true. But really, that's the thing. You want to be generative and you want to be building stuff that overpowers negative influences. It's the same thing with drug addiction. The way to stop drug addiction is not to ban all drugs, even though you do want to have some societal restrictions on that. Is to, if you're somebody who wants to get high all the time, it's not because, the way to win is not to stop just doing drugs cold turkey and not change anything, because there's a reason you want to get high. You want to address the base reason, which is causing you to get high, which is probably being lonely, being around bad people, having bad habits, and if you can fix those things, if you're busy all day, it's the same thing with porn. If you're addicted to porn, the answer to not be addicted to porn is not, oh, just stop looking at porn. The answer is, why do I have so much free time that is causing me to look at porn? What is it that I'm missing in my life that I'm filling with the porn or the drugs or the gossip or the laziness or whatever, or the food or the hate or the, that sort of stuff. You really, you're not trying, if you just try to deal with the symptoms always generate back. They always come back. If you deal with the root cause of it, that's why like Christianity is important and that sort of stuff. Like the base, like feeling separated from God or rejecting that there's a hierarchy, rejecting that there's like something that loves you, or that, there's that sort of stuff. Jews made me get high today. Yeah, exactly. Like if you're just fixing, oh, well, I hurt somebody because I was angry, I shouldn't get angry anymore. That's not going to work, right? If you figure out why you're getting angry, it's like, oh, I'm around people who make me angry. Oh, I'm not working hard. And you start working hard and you're around quality people. Guess what? You're not going to get angry. Not because of some strong willpower, not because of some strong, wow, I really stopped myself from getting angry all the time. It's more you replace the vice with something good, People say don't watch porn, but they're not actually dealing with the problem. You would still be horny. Yeah, do 30 push-ups instead of when you get horny. All right. You don't have to be perfect, right? Sometimes you can mess up. But do other stuff, all right? If you're doing other stuff, the reason you're getting horny is because you're like distracted and you're being consumptive. Of course, Dottie defending porn. Ask why you're doing it rather than what you're doing, right? What you're doing is bad. You don't want to do that. The answer is not to be, all right, no more porn, no more drugs. Like, what is the fundamental reason I get into the situation that leads me to watch porn? What are the precursors? What is like the 10 minutes before I start getting horny and I start looking at porn? What is the hour? What did I do today that led to the point where I had free time and I had energy and I was bored and I looked up Pornhub or whatever? What is the reason I called the drug dealer to get drugs? What led to the situation which led to the bad thing? And try to fix that. And if you can fix that, you won't really have the temptation. It's like the Bible says, it's the, you're not supposed to fight temptation. You're supposed to flee from the devil, not fight the devil, flee from the devil. Like if the devil is tempting you to be a pedophile, Dottie, kill yourself. No, if you're being tempted to do drugs, flee from the situation that leads you to be tempted to do drugs. Yeah. I think Dottie is an actual demon. He's serious because he spelled demon, daemon. How the heck is Dottie being summoned to PaulTown stream during a sexual topic? People say don't watch porn. Yeah. Had some free time after class today. I had to pop the fent. Yeah. Larry Frint created the RTS porn analogy. It's not a new take. None of my takes are new, bro. It's all common sense. It's just not that common anymore. All right. Bro, what you said isn't new. Yeah, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. Like stuff works. Like the stuff that is real. Yeah, it's like when I read something and like an old book that agrees with me, I'm not like, oh, somebody else figured out before me. It wasn't original. It's like I'm not trying to be original. I'm trying to synthesize different ideas and, fix blind spots. And whenever I come across, when I read Plato, I'm like, wow, this nigga stole everything from me. It's like not that. It's like, whoa, I came to the same conclusion, which means I'm probably thinking in a way that's similar. You know, it's not, you're not trying to be original. It's like living a good life isn't original, right? Epstein had a pretty original life. Is it good? No. Somebody who has a life with a good, they have kids, they have family, they have a wife, they have a loving wife, they're successful, they're well liked. Is that original? No. Is it good? Yeah. Right? It's like when somebody finishes a race first in like whether it's a running or a car race or a bike race, is it original to finish in first? No. Is it good? Yeah. It's like, bro, you don't have to be original all the time. I'm trying to dial down the pedo stuff. That's good. Yeah, Paul, right answers aren't enough. You need a new answer, whether it's right or not. Don't watch porn, envision it with your crush. All right, 10-minute timeout, Chaxi. Yeah, there's some original things, which is like synthesizing understanding of stuff. But that, like the stuff that's very simple, when you break it down, even the synthesis of stuff is of it's like a painting's not original if it has the same paint that other paintings use. Like, yeah, it's original because it's synthesizing different colors and different pigments and different styles of painting. Scribe Groper, thank you for the follow. Yeah, people who, if you want to be original, don't be original. Guess what? Everyone's trying to be unique. Everyone's trying to be special. If you don't care about being special, you'll be special. It's the same way. If you want to get a girlfriend, don't be needy for a girlfriend. If you want girls to like you, don't act like you want girls to like you. Don't care if girls like you, girls will like you. If you want to be like smart, don't act like you're smart. Like none of this stuff is. This is why all this stuff is very simple. It's like if I'm trying to like the simple smart people make smart ideas sound simple, and stupid people make stupid ideas sound smart or sound complex. It's like the real like the truth of life is that it's very simple. It's very obvious, and it's just we're so distracted by stimulation and by people who want to sound smart and want to be liked and want to complexify things and say AI is a demon. It's like that's like a retarded person trying to sound smart. They go, Saturn has a hexagon on it. You can hear the audio if you change the audio to make it sound like something. It's like, yeah, whoa, that's so deep. That's really smart. It's like Lex Friedman. It's like, whoa, what if like love is like, what if the AI is a rock and the rock is like pretending not to be AI? Like, whoa, that's so smart and complex. It just literally realized nobody's that smart. Life isn't that complicated. But guess what? Also, once you realize that, then you realize, oh, if I just am simple, if I act in a simple way, everyone's all in their way, and I'll sound smart by virtue of being very simple. And because other people are stupid, I'll get rich off of saying very simple stuff. And guess what? It works. By not being smart and being simple, I have viewers and I have people who pay attention to me. So it doesn't sound too stupid, does it? Anyway, guys.